Okay, we are here. It is week 10, April, May 19th. Months mean nothing. It's Rockville Eve for myself at least.
And FOMO Eve for me.
Yes, I'm very fortunate to be being sent to this festival in Florida through my other job. Well, I guess my only job. Is podcast the job?
Your day
Nah.
job.
Yeah, this is my day job. But yeah, so Rockville tomorrow. I'm flying out to Daytona bright and early. I'm gonna be there till Monday. Lots of bands. I've been talking about it for the past few weeks, so I'm sure this isn't news. But yeah, we could talk about it a little more later because there is bigger news than me flying to Florida.
Oh, this breaking to me too.
No, you're well aware of this.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a Rockville related for a second.
Oh, no, I was just about to lead into the new My Chemical Romance song.
That is even bigger news.
Yes, it is huge. Wow, out of nowhere,
It
out of
made me break the
nowhere.
single rule
Yeah, that
again.
that transcends that transcends a single rule. I mean, when when was last time I put out music?
Danger Days,
Danger
right?
Days. So that was like 2012,
11.
11,
I remember they did
somewhere.
that Blink tour that summer where they
Yeah.
co-headlined with each other.
So it's been like a decade
Literally.
or more. Yeah.
Who do you think they are? Tool?
Right. We can't have all these bands just holding off on music for 10 plus years and expect us to just listen to it. No, just kidding. We can
We will
and we
definitely do
will.
that. Yeah.
It was
What were
so
your
good.
thoughts though?
I loved it. It came out. So first of all, it came out on what? It was like a
Thursday night?
Thursday.
Out of nowhere.
Is that even allowed? I thought you had to legally put music out only on Fridays, or like the chart gods come down and like steal your band and send you away.
So it was like Friday in the UK at that time.
Ah, loopholes, loopholes. I like it. Um, I love the song. It just feels like a pure My Chem song through and through. It it starts slow, it builds, it goes back down again. It has a guitar solo. It has a guitar solo over singing. It goes out on like just these distorted, fuzzy guitars. Um, I I loved it. I really loved it.
I did too. It was very proggy, which I wasn't really expecting from them. Like it had a very strong like Coheed and Cambria feel to it.
yeah,
And I mean that in like the best of ways, because like Coheed has some pretty epic songs. Like this one was right on that level.
yeah, clocking in at 6 minutes and like 12, 30 seconds. 6:01. Yeah, beefy song. And it at no point was I thinking like, oh, this song's still playing. Like it could be 15 minutes and I think I would have been just as happy with it.
Would have hit repeat
Yeah,
if it was
that's what I've
15
been
minutes
doing
still.
is just listening to it over and over and over again because I want to sing it and I can't sing it because I don't know the words yet. But like when he does that, when he starts screaming a little before the chorus comes in, it just like it makes me like grit my teeth and like tense up. Like they just have a way of just like controlling me like a puppet. Like when I sing their songs, I'm so animated. It's very dangerous for me to put on like Black Parade or something while driving because it I'd lose all control of like my arms. But yeah, this one it felt just like the My Chem songs that I love, and it wasn't like the My Chem songs that I don't love as much. Like it
It
wasn't overproduced, which is what I like.
was vintage MCR, which is what it
Yeah.
was. Like them at their best. And it raised a question in my mind that I wanted to throw to you because, and I'm, again, this has been like over 10 years since they released music.
Mhm.
And I haven't listened to Danger Days in a really long time. But is this single better than all of Danger Days?
Yes.
Okay. I should probably revisit that album before I make that claim, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that that's the case.
I've revisited that album a lot because it pains me to not like it as much as I want to.
And you still don't like
Um
it?
I don't want to say I don't like it, but I'm never at no point am I ever like, oh, I want to listen to My Chem. You know, I want to put on Danger Days.
It's
Like,
their weakest album.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it has moments. Like Sing was good. Na Na
Even you
Na
don't like
was
na
kind of
na na
cool.
na 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 na.
I like that they were doing something like fun. I don't even know it like well enough. Like I can't speak on the songs just by looking at them, but I know listening through, I'm always like, this isn't as bad as I thought when it first came out, but it's still never really my go-to.
It followed the Black Parade, which I think was like probably one of the biggest issues. It's like, how do you follow that up?
Yeah, you really can't.
You
They would have
can't.
been
Yeah,
better off just putting out like all the B-sides from Black Parade instead of trying to do a new album.
they went 3 cheers into Black Parade, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I Brought You My Bullets was first, which I didn't, I was 2002. So like I was 10 at the time. I don't think I was even like listening to much other than like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
They were like a
But
different band there. You will not recognize them if you listen to that album if you've never listened to it before.
the album is so good.
It
It's
is
really
really
good.
good.
Like it's raw at first, which y- as like if it's your first exposure to My Chem, you might not be sticking with it. Like at this point in time anyway. But as a fan of like their other albums, then going to this, because that's what happened. I really like that album. It's just, yeah, it's just it shreds it. The drums are nuts. The vocals are great. They're telling stories. Like they're just such a good band. I'm so glad that they put this new song out. What-
Piggybacking off that, do you think this means we'll get a new album or just like a one-off single?
Um, I have already convinced myself that this means we'll get a new album. I hope that's what it means.
It sounds like a track one off a new album.
Yeah, I think it's a really good single for them to put out after this long because it's not like it doesn't feel like they tried to release like a single with this, you know? Like it's not like Teenagers or I'm Not Okay. Like there's no like really catchy hook chorus or even much of a like standard format that you get from a single. It's 6 minutes. Um it has a breakdown that's pretty nuts. I think it's just a song that they wanted to tease and like it feels like an album tease to me. Like here's what we got and there's more like this to come. Um at least that's what I hope.
That was the vibe I got from it too. Because I mean, it sounded too big, like you said, to like be a standalone single.
Yeah.
Like you can't drop that and then like not have more material behind it.
And it's called The Foundations of Decay. So like if you're going to release a song called The Foundations, then I'm going to want the rest of the building.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
what you did there.
Seriously though, give us the building.
It's
Please.
been long enough.
But I had a small selfish thought in that I'm seeing them in October. I was supposed to see them 2 years ago. Um, had I seen them 2 years ago, this song wouldn't have been there. There might not be new music in the works because I really like, I want to hear the albums I know and love. But this song is so good that they can play it and I won't be upset.
Did you look at the
But
set list they put out from like one of their first live shows back?
no,
Not yet. Okay.
I
I
mean
won't
you
spoil
can
it for you then.
you can tell me. I mean it was years ago, so I don't know if it's a surefire indicator.
Oh wait, is that not from recently the one they put out?
Was there oh there was a recent like California show maybe? I
Pretty
don't
sure.
I haven't really been following their tour. I've just been waiting for them to come here.
After 2 years.
Yeah. I've been holding these tickets longer than any tickets I've ever held.
And why they cancel last year again? Because the same thing with COVID.
Just like, yeah, there was a flare up.
Ah, they're in England right now. Oh, wait,
All
my
right.
theory might be right then. That's why it dropped at 7 o'clock on Thursday.
It makes perfect sense. Yeah, let them warm up in England and then they can come home. Literally home. They're from Newark. and they can rock the Prudential Center to the ground, and I will eat it up
To the foundation.
to the foundation, yes, of decay. It makes
So
me
they're
happy.
mixing it up on the tour, it looks like, at least. But
What
first
was-
show back, they did 6 from the Black Parade, 5 from Danger Days, 5 from Three Cheers, 3 from Conventional Weapons, 1 from I Brought You Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love, and then 1, and then Foundation of Decay was the other.
I always forget about the Conventional Weapons or whatever it was called.
I did see like they played Boy Division, Make Room, and Surrender the Night.
Ah,
And supposedly it's the first time they ever played Boy Division live.
I am not familiar with those songs at all.
I am not either. I'm just following what Setlist FM is telling me.
Are they even on Spotify? Maybe I should get them into my rotation.
Is it like an EP, Conventional Weapons, or is that an actual album?
I think it was Black Parade B-sides actually. But I think it came out after Danger Days or maybe right before. So maybe yeah. So what happened was they put out Danger Days and then I think they announced the breakup, but then they started releasing these 2-song like singles or whatever you want to call them. There's number 1, number 2, number 3. Wow, I should make a playlist of these. I've been neglecting these songs. Maybe they're good.
Yeah, I don't know any of these.
They just snuck by. I think I was salty that I didn't like Danger Days, and then they announced a breakup. So I was just kind of like, screw your singles. I'm mad at you.
That's how I felt too.
Here
They
we
had a good
are.
producer on. They Brendan O'Brien. It's a good produced like AC/DC, Pearl Jam, Chili
Oh, wow.
Peppers, Rage Against the Machine.
That fits in perfectly with them because they have that stadium rock vibe while still being like an emo band, which is pretty unique.
It's hard to balance both, but they do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd much rather see them in like a small club. Surprise, surprise. But I think they'll do just fine in like the Prudential Center in an arena.
I think they're gonna have enough going on stage from like the lights and whatever else they have on stage that'll be perfect for that kind
Yeah,
of venue.
true. Because they can't do those kind of theatrics if they were playing a club.
No, unfortunately, as much as we love Starland, shout
my
out to
God.
Starland.
There's a video of them playing Maxwell's, this old place in Hoboken, like right when they start. It was like right when Three Cheers came out. And it's like the room holds like a couple hundred people and it's just packed with just kids going crazy. There's a video of Thank You for the Venom that I love to watch because this song goes so hard and then the solo
That's a great song.
so nuts. Yeah. I'll tweet that out. I know I always say I'll tweet stuff out. I never do, but I'll tweet that one out because that's a great video.
I really want to see that video too.
Yeah. We had a lot of other music this week that
It
we
was a
were
busy
prepared
week.
for. Yeah, my ear holes are tired.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that before.
Put that on a t-shirt. What should we start with? Do you have one?
I say a
in particular?
dealer's choice. I'll leave it up to you.
Ooh, all
I've
right.
got thoughts on all 3 of these.
All right, I'm gonna flip my guitar pick, and we'll do the side that says USA. We'll do Simple Plan, and the side that says 0.6. We'll do State Champs.
We'll save Kendrick for last.
Yeah, State Champs.
All right. So, do you want me to start?
Yeah, you can start.
So basically kind of tying back to our Silverstein episode, this is a band that's firing on all cylinders and they rarely have any misses, and they've once again delivered here. And I don't know if this is a bold statement or not, but I feel like they're the best active pop punk band around right now.
Woo!
Based on what they do.
Wow.
I mean, coming into this, like they put out the track listing like a couple months ago, and based on some of the features, like I wasn't really sure how these are going to work. Like they had Chrissy Costanza, who's from New Jersey, shout out,
Oh.
of Against the Current, and they had country singer Mitchell Tenpenny. So I was like,
Yep.
I'm not sure how these two are gonna work with them, because I mean the neck deep feature made sense, the For Your Strong feature made sense. These two are kind of out of left field, but
Yeah.
it worked. I don't know how they pulled it off, but it worked. It's like with Silverstein, they get features that you're not sure if they will like make sense, but it makes sense. They make it work. They know their sound. They stay true to it, and when they experiment, it complements their sound perfectly. And couldn't be more happier with this album. And I really got to see them live again soon. I haven't seen them in a really long time. I think going back to like Warped Tour.
Oh damn. Yeah, I've never seen them. I've never really listened to them, to be honest.
Really, you're missing out.
This was my first exposure to State Champs. I don't think I even listened to what's the big one that everyone talks about? Fine Again or something like that. State Champs. They have an album that
Elevated.
everyone.
Oh, you mean album wise?
Yeah. What's the? I don't even
Not Around the World and Back, right?
know. The Finer Things.
Finer
I was
Things. Yeah.
close. I had fine right.
Yeah,
But
Finer Things. Start with that and then work your way up. Like they're all good.
yeah, so I'd like to listen to the Finer Things and see how I feel about that. This album didn't really do it for me.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate to like be a hater after you just said how much you enjoy it. I don't know. It was just I thought it was kind of boring. I thought Here to Stay and eventually like the first couple songs they had like some pretty sweet guitar riffs. Um but yeah, I don't know. It just kind of felt like bland.
I think you got to go back to their earlier stuff and then
Yeah.
try it again. If not, it's your music taste, whatever you want. But
I've always been, and I know this is like weird to say considering how much we talk about pop punk, but with a lot of like the younger pop punk bands, they kind of blend together for me. And I feel like you have the ones you like, and I don't know.
I don't think that's unfair to say, because I mean they do kind of go with like the story so far and
It's similar stuff like with a lot of like
Real Friends.
the emo stuff that I lean more towards, like say Front Bottoms or Modern Baseball, like the lyrics reel me in, and then the instrumentals are great. And I feel like with some pop punk, the instrumentals are great, but like the lyrics are nothing too special. And without that, like I don't know if I'm coming back. Like I think it was it Everybody But You on this one. It just felt corny to me. And
The
like
lyrics are very corny on that one.
but like then I'm thinking like I'm sitting there thinking like this feels corny. And then I'm like, you love like Blink and they have like First Date and stuff. Like they have corny songs. So like it feels like hypocritical, but maybe it's just like I have the corny bands that I like and I don't want more of them. I don't know. I will say I like the first two tracks. I thought Fake It was cool.
Sundress before you're strong.
Yeah, that one was great. The last one was good, which I think is like speaking to the people who are probably like, I liked your early stuff and blah blah blah, because it's called Some Minds Don't Change.
They
Yeah, I
know what
don't
they're
know.
doing.
It felt a little like poppy, boy bandy. I don't know. It didn't quite hit for me, but I've never really listened to these guys, so who am I to judge? People like it, you like it, and they're talented. So like do your thing, State Champs. Don't worry about me.
And I've been in on them since Finer Things. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm just a little biased because like I've liked them for so long and they stayed consistent, unlike bands I've liked that go in different directions, which I think you're going to touch on one of them with the next album, but
Yeah.
I want to see if you picked up on that too with Simple Plan.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get to that. I'll listen to some earlier State Champs and see how I feel. Like Finer Things is that's the one according to like a lot of stuff I read. So I think
And Around the World
it's
and
only
Back was
fair.
pretty good too.
Okay. I like kind of recognize these album covers, but did they cover Chicago So 2 years ago? That's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to Simple Plan while we're in the pop
In the
punk
pop punk.
groove. Um Simple Plan, we're a week late on this one.
I think it's just last week was Silverstein took over everything last week, understandably.
Yeah, it was hard to peel myself away from that album.
Still is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like force myself to like listen to these three.
I know. I know. It's funny how that goes. Harder Than It Looks was the name of the album. 10 songs, 30 minutes or so. Uh I liked it more than I expected. I thought it was very relatable with what they were singing about. Um I thought it was kind of funny, like, when we were kids, they were singing like about I'm just a kid and like all that stuff. And now they're adults, we're adults. So like I think that's kind of their wheelhouse, is making relatable songs. I skipped a couple. Um I forget which ones exactly. I meant to write it down. I know I skipped the last one. Maybe the antidote. I don't know. I'm guessing. But I enjoyed it. I don't know that I'll really go back to it, but I didn't think it was bad. What about you, Brett?
So I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. Like I'll probably will come back to this one, especially like as we do like our show prep for August. But I feel like the
Oh
first
yeah,
three
it's true.
tracks are excellent. And like I got some serious like early 2000 Blink vibes from the antidote. Like it sounds like something that could have been right off Take Off Your Pants and Jacket,
Yeah.
the way it sounded at least. Not lyrically, but
His voice is very like Markish. I don't know
it
if
is
that's
very
just because
Markish.
like they've featured him before, so like I'm subconsciously equating them.
Going back to that.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah, like
definitely like yeah. Sorry.
no,
Go
that's
ahead.
okay. No, but I was like honestly, like I had not low expectations, but I was like, if I can get like two or three good songs from here, I'll be like satisfied probably. But I
Yeah.
like I want to say six, but then like the ones I didn't like, I really didn't like. Like I wrote all three of them down just so I can make sure to talk about them. Even though I mean I am saying I like this album as a whole, the biggest things I want to talk about is what I didn't like. Like with Anxiety,
Yeah.
like I prefer Bowling for Soup's Anxiety song because this one kind of sounds like the shitty sound that Data Remembers going after that doesn't work for
Yes.
them.
Yeah, so that was the one that I skipped. I got the A's mixed up because the antidote was a great song. So I want to just make sure I'm clear that I didn't skip that one. I totally agree with you on Anxiety. It's like this new kind of like echoey, like I don't know.
Poppy,
Yeah, I don't know.
but
I mean,
not in a good way. Poppy.
yeah, like Silverstein did it with one of theirs and with Cold Blood, and it worked. So like I don't blame these bands for like testing the waters, but I think it's very easy to miss with an older band trying to like do this new sound, because it just comes off as like trying too hard.
And drops the ball most of the time. Like I feel like we'll get into that. And maybe like as the Data Remember gets closer, we'll kind of dive into their catalog a little more, but I'm still angry about that album. And like anytime I hear something that like slightly resembles it, I get angry.
Yeah, it's just PTSD. I'm gonna have to go back to it, especially with us seeing them. Like,
Like they
I
might
don't
go
know.
light on it though. Because they did that last time. Remember, like they barely played anything off Bad Vibrations. And it was like that tour. They
Oh
played like two
yeah.
songs.
I mean, they could play as much as they want off that. I like
I
that
love Bad Vibrations,
album. I like all their albums. I just didn't like
except that one.
You're Welcome or whatever. You're Welcome, right?
That broke the yep, you're welcome. That broke the This Band is a Miss streak with them. Because that was a miss.
Yeah, and it was, I think now we're going on a Day to Remember tangent, but it was like an insulting miss because I just felt like I'm all for bands trying different things, but when it comes off as trying different things because you want to just like make more radio songs, then it's just like frustrating.
Especially like when they've like had that formula to mix like the metalcore with pop punk.
Yeah, they're
And
great
they
at
did
it.
both well. Like stay in that, like it's a really wide range. Just stay in there.
Yeah, you
There's
can do
nothing
a
wrong with
lot.
it.
You can do a lot with that and be different and try new things within those walls.
You don't have to work with Marshmello and like start trying for EDM tracks.
That one wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. I mean,
Was that one? That one wasn't
as I shit on
on
it.
the album though. I don't think. I think that was like a Marshmello song featuring A Day to Remember.
It
Which
was,
was the
yeah.
loophole that I was able to be like, okay, like whatever. This isn't them.
And then you hear "fuck you, money," and you're like, "What is this?
Ah,
What is this?"
yeah. And like, what was the one, like Mexico or something?
Is it "Viva la Mexico"?
Yeah.
That one wasn't that bad though, compared to "Fuck You, Money."
Yeah, Fuck You Money was bad, especially when they had a song 5 tracks later that the chorus was like, money's not everything. It's like, what do you,
It's like,
what do you
which way
guys-
is it?
What are you doing here? What are you doing? Pick a lane. But yeah, all that to say, Simple Plan album was solid.
I had 2 more points on it though for you.
Yeah, keep going.
So for them, so the
Come
other one
back
that
from
really
A Day to
didn't work
Remember.
was "Iconic." I thought they were trying to rip off like Fall Out Boy's "Centuries," which is like just clearly just trying to take a swing for radio to get played on like ESPN commercials for like games.
Here
it just
during like
really didn't
MLB
work for me.
playoffs.
Yep. And then we talked about this a little bit. Like we almost did the podcast without doing the podcast last night. But with 2, like if you want to write a divorce track when you're their age, by all means, write a divorce track about a divorce you're going through. To write it about like your parents getting divorced when you're that age, like I don't think it works. I mean, maybe if they got divorced recently, but still, you're like 46 years old talking about like 2 Christmases and like 2 different things. Like by that point, you should be like, all right, I don't need to really vent about my parents' divorce like 20 years after the fact. But
yeah, just put on.
and I thought
Stay
they did that
Together
on
for the
Perfect.
kids.
Unless I
True.
just misinterpreted that song.
Unless 2 was, yeah, I thought it was the perspective. I mean, I wasn't like analyzing the lyrics too much, but I had thought it was like about like one of them getting divorced. But I guess you're right. If they're singing about like 2 holidays and all this stuff,
Unless is he divorced and like singing from the perspective of his kid, and I'm gonna feel like an asshole if that's the case.
it's possible.
I gotta look it up now.
Yeah, they're like,
But they're married, so
spilled
he's
our
fine.
heart.
They're still married. Okay.
All right, so they're just posers who want to be divorced. God, get it together.
My heart just sank for a second, like, oh God, I probably just ripped this guy for like writing a song from his kid's perspective. But no, he's happily married. Well, I don't know if he's happily married, but he's married with 2 kids. So
it could be a very tense marriage. Maybe this is a daydream about him getting divorced.
it could be. What it is probably us shooting our chances of ever having Civil Plan on this show.
I know. And I still have their press passes for the show in August. So hopefully their publicist doesn't listen. Just be like, man, he's done nothing but shit on this band. He said he wouldn't stand in the rain for them. What an asshole.
Maybe we should try to have them on and then just hope they don't listen to this or the last couple episodes.
I mean, we could always just come clean and then they can just
rip us back.
Yeah.
I think it's fair. They want to.
They're a very successful long running band. So us saying we didn't like 3 songs, yeah. I don't think we'll get to them.
Overall is a really solid album. Like it's better than the last couple they put out, but not as good as their first 2. If I had to rank them.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. But again, to be putting out good albums this late in your career, you're like all the props to you and you're doing something right and it's good to see. So there we go. Some nice final words on Simple Plan.
Say something nice about Simple Plan.
After I dug in too deep on the 3 out of 10 songs they didn't like.
I know. It's funny how that works. Sometimes it just feels easier to like go into the negatives, but it doesn't have to be that way.
No.
What other albums were there? There was the Black Keys.
I did not get a chance to listen to that because I was very deep into these 3.
Yeah. I will just come clean on that and say I put on the first 2 songs and I said this sounds like the Black Keys, and then I turned it off. Like they're a band that I kind of how felt about Jack White. Like I like them live. Their music's great, but I'm not really like putting on their album front to back. Like it's blues licks, it's groovy, but like I don't it's not really what I'm looking for when I'm just sitting around listening to music.
I don't blame you. Like they fell off a long time ago for me. Like, I haven't listened to them since like college probably. But like anytime I hear one of their songs, I really like it. But again, I don't go out of my way to search it out. But I'm sure if I put it on, I'll enjoy it, and then maybe I'll go
Yeah.
back down that rabbit hole again. But I won't know until I try later this week.
Yeah. Yeah, give it a listen, but it's the Black Keys. Like it's exactly what you'd expect from them. And if you can see them live at some point, if they're ever opening or at a festival, like definitely catch their set because they're great.
I'm sure they put
Great
on a
live
great
show.
show.
Yeah. Um then we have Kendrick, a little rap talk for the pod. This
A
was a
lot of thoughts on this one.
beefy, beefy album. Mr.
Very
Morale
dense.
and the Big Steppers. 18 songs, hour and 13 minutes.
Double album. Which
Ah,
can I side tangent for a second?
take it
Which
away.
you wouldn't know it was a double album in Spotify unless you were listening on your desktop app. Because for some
Yes.
reason it doesn't show that on your phone, which I don't understand why.
Yeah, this is the first I'm seeing disc two now that I'm at my desktop because
Because like
yeah,
it's
did
less
the same on my
intimidating
phone.
seeing it in that format on desktop. Like, okay, I can listen to side one now, side B later. When you see it on your phone, it's like, oh my God, there's like
Dude,
20 songs here in like 80 minutes.
I completely agree. I was approaching this album like I approach podcasts, where I was like, all right, I have to drive somewhere 15 minutes away. I'm going to listen to 3 songs. And then the next day, I listened to a few more. Like, I'm sure that that's like a little bit of blasphemy because, like, to get the full experience, you want to listen to the album front to back. Um, I guess I'm just not enough of a Kendrick stan, or I just don't have the time. But to sit and digest an hour and 13 minutes of rap, like it's bars and lyrics, like there's a lot on this album. Um
And it's
I
heavy. Like the material
yeah,
itself, it like makes you think. It's not
yeah,
like something that you're gonna like enjoy all the way through. Like it really touches on some serious issues.
that song We Cry Together gave me like Kim vibes from
I had that
Eminem.
in my notes. Yep.
Dude, that song was intense. I was listening to they're just like the chorus is just them like screaming like fuck you at each other with profanities mixed in and
I had to put
like
my headphones in because I was like, I don't want like Sandra to come barging in here and be like, what the hell are you listening to?
yeah, it's intense. Like this album, I didn't get to the end. To be fair, I think I have like uh maybe 6 or 7 left, but it feels like like a like a poetry art album. Like there wasn't anything on here that I really thought, oh, this will be on the radio. Like I don't think he was trying to make bangers for this
No,
because
I don't think he was.
Damn had a few that would be fine on the radio. Um, this is it's a lot. It's weird because like it's Kendrick and he's like this super respected artist. He's amazing, but like I don't know that I really enjoyed the album that much. Like I was able to appreciate like what he put into it. Like musically, the beats switched up a lot. There was jazz, there was like cool interludes, there was therapy sessions, there was like tap dancing going on throughout, which I'm sure is like symbolic of something. He touches on all these crazy things. The dude's an artist, like no doubt. But as far as like an enjoyable music listen, I don't know that it really did it for me.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, like, I think from afar, like you said, like I admire what he did as an artist. Like you could tell, like there's some serious talent that he has that went into this album. Like just listening to the lyrics and being able to like tell stories this way and like touch on issues like trans, like I guess like his aunt is like an uncle now or something he says on that track.
Yeah.
Um, and then like the pandemic's on there.
Yep.
It's like
There's like
it touches on a lot of like
domestic
these.
violence.
Yeah,
There's like dealing with success, and then there's a, yeah, it's heavy.
it's really heavy because I don't know if like We Cry Together like at first I was like, this sounds like an Eminem song that hasn't aged well, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe that's the point of it, to
Yeah,
kind of get that point across about domestic violence. But I don't know,
it's real.
it
Like
makes you cringe like listening to that. But
cringe out of like badness, or cringe because it's just like so jarring.
it's like you feel like you're like listening to like your neighbors
Yeah,
argue or
yeah,
something, and it's like, ooh, I shouldn't be hearing this right now.
yes.
But yeah.
Which is like kind of amazing that he's able to capture that. But
Yeah, so it says a lot about him as an artist that he can like make people feel that.
yeah,
But at the same time, like you said, like we're almost in the summer of 2022. I'm not gonna have my windows rolled down blasting many songs like I was in the summer of 2017 with like DNA and Humble.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
felt like the man driving down to my shore house that summer with like those songs blasting, and that whole album, oh damn, was just incredible. Like I couldn't stop listening to that album all summer. But this
yeah.
one's not that. It's not gonna be in my rotation like that.
The last song on this album I was reading, it ends with something like him saying like Kendrick, I choose you, or something along those lines. And this is just, I was reading internet comments, so I'm not passing this off as my own knowledge, but they're saying like this was kind of, that was his way of almost saying like this was an album he did like for himself, like um as a therapy session almost, and like it's not meant to be summer bangers, which like,
Which is fine. Yeah.
yeah, he make the music you want to make. Yeah, he's intense, and it's hard. Like I had people text me like, new Kendrick, it's amazing. I'm like, do you think that, or like are we just supposed to think it's amazing because it's like Kendrick? Like I don't know. Like it, yeah, it's just, I don't know, maybe I think this is definitely an album. If you're a fan of him and you want to listen to this album, I think it's going to take more than a week to really digest
It's gonna
and
take a lot of
assess
time.
properly. Yeah.
I think that last track, Mirror, like if you, I don't know if you listen to the Black Panther soundtrack, but this sounds like it could have been on there. It's very much like of that ilk,
Huh.
which I love too. So like I
Yeah.
enjoyed the last song, and like United in Grief, the first track on the album, I thought was like probably my favorite,
Yeah, that was cool.
just because it hits so deep and like the beat is great, and then it goes into N95, which is also good. But again, like these aren't going to be like radio hits, but I don't think that's what he was trying to do here. But it works, and if it's like his own therapy session and got him through kind of what he's been going through these last 2 years, as like we've all been going through stuff, then by all means, good for
Yeah.
you, man.
Yeah. I think maybe one day if I have time, like, and I choose to do it, like but like set aside time and listen to the album, read the lyrics. I think that's how this album is meant to be absorbed, not maybe so much blasting in your car.
No, I think I might like when I fly next week, I'll probably put it on
That's a good idea.
because I don't think it's like a 6 hour flight, maybe, but
Hopefully you
I
can,
haven't had this headphone listen yet. So I feel like this one probably requires that.
yeah. Yeah, hopefully you can get the lyrics on Spotify on a plane.
Debatable.
Yeah. So I think that wraps up all the albums for the week.
It's a very busy week, but I think like there's nothing this Friday. So it kind of gives us time to go back if we missed anything.
Yeah, and as we talked about, I'm going to be away at the festival this week, so we can talk about that. And um yeah, it might be a shorter episode next week, since we're both like going to be in between traveling. So it's all right if there's no albums. It works out.
We'll have an interview or two.
Notch.
Hey, I lost myself in this schedule for a second.
Yeah,
Damn.
so I have Rockville tomorrow, as I talked about earlier. Um Leaving here 5 a.m. for a 7:30 flight. I think that might be a little earlier than necessary, but I figure get there with like an hour to go. I've been up at like 4 the past 3 mornings thinking about this festival with just my like adrenaline spiking. And I'm like trying to just talk myself down so I can go back to sleep.
I'd
But
be pumped up if I were you, just looking at all the bands here,
it's been
and it's like
on.
5 days long. Like I don't.
Yeah.
A, I don't know if I could do that anymore. B,
I
it
just
just
sent
looks awesome.
I just sent you the if you check our chat in Zoom, I sent you the like staggered schedule so you could see what bands are playing when and up against who. So it's 5 days, but it's really only 4 days. Wednesday is just like some like pre-show stuff for the campers, like Steel Panthers playing and some things like that. But like the real festival is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Um, it's a lot. It's going to be a lot. The weather's looking just like 90 degrees and then scattered thunderstorms because it's Florida. So I think scattered
Yeah,
thunderstorms
it's
are
like
just
every day
like,
there.
yeah. Um, I'm really excited for this. My favorite part about a festival is you get to dig into all these bands that maybe you're not as familiar with, and some really hit for you. And that's exciting. And sometimes that happens there. You just stumble across a stage and you're like, oh, these guys are good. Kind of like what happened to us at Warped with Wage
Wage
War.
War, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's to me what festivals are all about. Because like as much as I love the bands I love, like I'm excited to see Rise Against, but I've seen Rise Against close to 10 times. And at this festival, they're playing for 30 minutes. So like what what am I supposed to do with that?
That's too short for
Like,
them.
it's crazy. Like I'm hoping the 30 minutes is like so there's like a buffer because that's not enough. And then I don't know how these bands are going to approach it. Like 30 minutes, are you playing your hits because it's a festival, or are you mixing it up? I don't know. Like I don't know what to expect. As funny as it sounds, the music's like not the most important part of a festival. Um, I'll explain this. Like, obviously, it's important. That's the point. But to me, it's just having these 4 days of wandering this racetrack and being in the sun and being around all these other people who are there for the same reason as you, and you just kind of lose yourself in it. Like it's just such a nice feeling. All your worries go away for a little bit, and you just get to know the grounds better and better. Like by the last day, you feel like it's your home.
You're a pro.
Yeah, it's just such a nice. It's such good vibes, and it really like puts me in a nice spot mentally. And it's been a while since I've been to a festival, so
So are you going to schedule out like where you're going to be, or do you have to like be at your table for work? Like, how's it going to work?
So for work, I just have to post to our Instagram. So I don't have to be at the table, which is very nice because that would be very sad. Um, yeah, I can kind of just do what I want. There might be some bands that I have to go like snap a picture of, but that's TBD because we're doing um some like student thing. So like yeah, there's some like music school or a college rather, and their music students, their final is
Just
going to
full
be to
sale.
like yeah, something like that. And it's going to be like to come work for us basically as like part of their final. So like I don't really know the details because it's like it doesn't really affect me too much. But yeah, we have certain artists that we want to make sure we're promoting. So it might be on me, it might be on some of these kids, these college students to do. So I don't know. That would be the only thing that would require me to be at certain spots at certain times. But
Otherwise, you could pretty much set your agenda.
yeah, Yeah. The first band Thursday that's pretty much opening it up is Mood Ring, who we were supposed to have on tonight. And they unfortunately canceled, but I'm hoping to interview them at the festival. So that's like where we left it. So we'll see what happens. But they're really good. Like I didn't know listening to all these early bands if I was gonna be like into any that much. And these guys are just legit good. I just like their music. Like you've been listening to them with me for the interview, like
They're
Deftones vibes,
Yep,
like
they're like an offspring of the Deftones.
yeah, but they don't lean so much into it that that's like all they feel like. Like one of their songs, one of their new singles feels very Deftonesy, but then they have other songs that dip into all these other spots. Like I get like Chevelle vibes at times, maybe Linkin Park vibes, a little less new metally than them, but
Disintegrate was just like an incredible track though. Like that was like they kind of found that chemistry of heavy and like beauty and
yes,
made it work, which is like something the Deftones do like without like thinking. Like that's just how they are. But
yeah,
they've mastered that formula too, which like many bands try, but few succeed.
yeah. They really bring all these genres within rock together nicely to kind of like make their own sound. Like it doesn't feel like they're ripping anything off in my mind. They're just making really good songs, and they have this album coming out. I'm not even blowing smoke because we're supposed to interview them. Like I genuinely have just been enjoying their music. They have a new album coming out. Their first like full album next in a couple weeks. I think it's like
June
June
10th, right?
10th. Yeah. So, but check out the singles. The band's called Mood Ring. No spaces. And so yeah, so they're who I'm going to first Thursday. And
Can I give
then
you homework on Thursday?
yeah, sure.
So, listener of the pod, our good buddy Jake,
Yes.
highly recommends Mammoth WVH, which is Wolfgang Van Halen, which is uh Eddie's son.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his band. Supposedly they're really, really good.
All right.
I still have to like dive into them, but he swears by them. And he saw them at Starland like a few months ago.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'll go over there. They're up against Shaman's Harvest, who I listened to a few singles. They're pretty good too, but nothing that I'm like set on. Um yeah,
And you got Papa Roach and Kiss the first day too.
yeah. Papa
In this
Roach
moment's
Kiss
good.
Il Nino is very good. I don't know how I like missed this band. They like came up in the 90s. They're from Jersey, like Union City, I think it was. And they're just like heavy, good rock. Like they fit right in with all this.
That's what we played last week, right? That was pretty good that you played
Yeah. Yeah,
during
yeah.
one of our breaks.
Yep. Yeah, because I'm just like I they're a success. They're like a huge band. I don't know how. I never heard of them, but they're great. Bad Omens. I've been listening to them because they're on this A Day to Remember tour. They're very good too. Um, I think they have two singers, a dude and a chick, and they kind of flirt with that line of heavy and super melodic. So definitely check them out, especially because we're going to be seeing them with the Day to Remember.
And they fit with that sound.
Yeah. Yeah, they have I think it's them. They have this album that has a red cover that just came out. Yeah. It's called The Death of Peace of Mind. Man, I love reading some of these out loud. Like, oh,
That's like a
nice,
depressing one.
nice, happy album.
I guess it's a bad omen.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. um, yeah, and then like Papa Roach is obviously gonna kill it. Um,
You
Kiss,
got Kiss.
it'll be cool to see Kiss. I have no expectations for Kiss. I just think they'd be a cool rock band to see. They're Kiss, like they're huge. So I'll go, and whatever
Legends.
they do will be cool. It'll be cool to like get the notch on my belt. Because when am I seeing Kiss? I'm never gonna go see Kiss.
No.
Um, yeah, and then Friday we got Stick to Your Guns, who are just very A Day to Remember-ish.
I gotta
Um,
listen to them still.
yeah, they're just like A Day to Remember. Maybe they lean a little more into the heavy side.
When you got Seven Dust right after.
Yeah, Seven Dust right after.
Skillet's there.
Skillet is gonna be good. Red. I used to
Oh,
love Red. They kind of just like slipped by these past few years. But their first album, with Breathe Into Me and everything else that was on it.
that was a good
That's
album.
like the big one. But yeah, because I remember seeing them open for Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace at like in Asbury. And we didn't even know who they were. And they they were great. And that was one of one of the first times, you see a band you never heard of live. You're like, oh, they can be good. Like the openers can be good. This is
It's a
cool.
great lesson to learn.
Yeah, I went out, I rode my bike to Best Buy as I used to do, and I bought their CD. End of Silence. That was it. Let Go, Already Over, Pieces.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Oh man, that album was so good.
Now they're back with Breaking Benjamin, who plays later that night.
Yeah. Yeah, Breaking Benjamin's got a pretty fat time slot. I was seeing people saying they were surprised Breaking Benjamin got put ahead of Megadeth and Under Oath.
It is a little
Um,
surprising.
yeah,
I could see Under Oath. I'm not like Megadeth. I
yeah,
feel like should be just as like a legacy band, but
yeah. Hopefully Dave Mustaine doesn't get mad and then have another 20 years of music ahead of him where he takes it all out on Breaking Benjamin.
very possible of him.
It is. Seether, I'm super excited for Seether.
They
They
put on a good show.
Yeah, they put on a great live show. I've seen them a bunch.
Curious how
Uh,
Corn is
yeah.
still going.
I don't I think I'll know more Corn than I realize, but I'm not like an avid Corn listener. So
I had a
again,
big Corn phase in high school.
uh was it On the Cob or Creamy?
Ah.
I'm sorry. I'll leave.
Muffins.
Oh, nice. Got a nice glass of milk to help wash it down.
Or even the
Uh,
occasional cornbread. So
ooh, ooh, I love it. I'm gonna get my corn on Friday night. So they're another one. Kind of that's what I love about these festivals with these headliners is like you don't headline a festival if you're not a band that can headline a festival. So like they're gonna bring it. And corn is super heavy.
oh
My
yeah.
my uncle was showing me this band. They're I'm blanking on the name, but he referred to them as Children of the Corn, which apparently is what Corn fans call all these new bands that sound like Corn. And it's not even out
It's
of
a
like,
fair nickname.
yeah, and they don't even say it out of like that they're bad or anything, but they're just like, yeah, they're one of the Children of the Corn, which I just think is hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah.
But from
Um,
the videos I've seen from like Woodstock '99, like when they headline there, and the crowd was just going like insane during their set, like I'm sure they still bring that energy like that. Well, maybe not as much as they did like 20 years ago, but
yeah.
I'm sure it'll still be good.
Oh yeah. And I don't I'm not planning on getting like super in the mix for their set. Like I'm gonna stay till the end of Breaking Benjamin and then go over to Corn, kind of watch from the back. I'm not trying to get into too many of like the headliners. Like I'm looking forward to like seeing like Stick to Your Guns on a side stage and like moshing for that. Whereas like Corn, like I'm not trying to go tunnel deep for Corn at like 11 at night when
Yeah,
they're the
they played on
only
like
band
midnight.
playing. Like I'll die. Like that's not where I need to get my moshing out.
You got
Um
2 more days after that too.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. I got to pace myself. I'm pretty good at rallying if I can pat myself on the back. Like the adrenaline just carries you. I know being in the sun is going to add a little wrench in the gears, and I'm also going to go disc golfing as soon as I get there tomorrow.
There you go.
Nothing like walking a few
Break
miles
yourself
before a
in.
4-day festival. But I'm addicted, so whatever. And we can't check into our Airbnb till 3 o'clock, so pretty much have to go disc golfing.
There's no choice.
Yeah. Saturday we got Alexis on fire. Alex is on fire.
You have to tell me how they are.
Yeah. I hope they're good. I mean, their music's good. I've been listening to them since we talked about them. So
They're about a
I
month
have-
away from their new album, which I
I
can't
have
wait
high
for.
hopes. Nice. Yeah, and that's there's
Dirty
not
Honey, I
too
hear, is
much.
good. That's another Jake recommendation.
Okay. I don't know if I've listened to them yet. I've been like dipping into all these bands, but sometimes like a playlist is just going and I forget to pay attention. I'll check them out though. What else we got? Jerry
And you got
Cantrell. That's gonna be
Bush.
awesome. Hopefully he just plays like, does he have solo
Alice in
stuff or
Chains,
is it
huh?
just gonna be Alice in Chains?
I think he has solo stuff. I mean, it'll just be cool to see him just shred live, though.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll do like
He'll do a
Man the
couple, I'm
Box,
sure.
Wood, Rooster, maybe Them Bones. Maybe just play all of Dirt as fast as you can.
By himself.
How long is Dirt? If he's got a 30-minute set list, he might be able to make it work.
He might. Let's see how long it is.
Oh no, it's an hour.
Oh yeah, no.
All right.
Then
Just
you
play-
got
play half
Shine
of it.
Down at night.
Oh, you skipped Rise Against.
Oh, there they are,
Yeah.
right under Jerry.
Yeah. Bush is playing. I think I
Meh.
know, like, do I know Bush songs? They
You
were
probably
like,
know the 16 Stone album, which has like Machine Head, Glycerine,
oh
Come
yeah.
Down,
Yeah, those are
pretty much all their hits.
if I could see those three, but they're also up against The Word Alive, who like I don't really listen to, but I know didn't they have
I didn't know they were still around. Like I liked them in college.
like
Like when,
Craig
back in the Warped Tour days.
Craig something's like the guy, Craig Mabbitt, right? So he was originally in Escape the Fate. He was somewhere in that like Bless the Fall, Escape the Fate world, I think. Unless I'm just mixing up Craig's. It's possible. And
A lot of Craigs.
he's been like losing it on like Facebook lately. Like he like had some sort of like Patreon going or something, and people were giving him a hard time for wanting to pay early for like his songs, and then he just yeah, so he was in Bless the Fall in the beginning. Wait, is this the same is this the same Craig who's in the Dead Rabbits? Yes, it is.
It's got to be, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I got it. How many bands is this dude in? Unless he's not in them anymore.
He was in The Word Alive.
Let's see current members, because I don't think he's still in the Word Alive. Oh no. He was only in the Word Alive for like an album, and I think that was what he wanted to do with the Dead Rabbits. So he wound up leaving them. So I take that back. I don't know who's in the Word Alive that was losing his mind recently, but one of them was going hard on Facebook, just like really upset about something.
That you never like to see.
Yeah. All right. So no Craig Mabbitt. So yeah, I guess I don't care. I'll Bush or them, or I'll just like eat dinner or whatever time it is. I do have to remember to eat.
That seems like a good dinner time.
Yeah. Yeah. Get some food and watch like Glycerin and Come Down. That's,
And then head over to
that seems
Rise Against
perfect.
after.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuel up and rest up for Rise Against. Dude. Jerry Cantrell, Rise Against, Shine Down, Guns N' Roses.
That's a solid
What a
Saturday.
night. Guns N' Roses playing from 9:30 to midnight.
That's gonna be a crazy set.
They have the thickest set of anyone on the store.
Literally almost 3 hours.
Oh man. That's gonna be great. I wonder if the stages, the main stages will have screens,
I'm sure they will.
right? Probably. Because I don't know how close I'm getting for some of these. Like I'll try and get close for like Shine Down. Although I'm gonna be at Rise Against. So that's like just the festival life.
That's the only downside with festivals.
Yeah, so I'm thinking actually watch Jerry Cantrell, get a quick bite, and then just go straight to the Rise Against stage like an hour early.
And get a spot.
Yeah. because I want to be close to them. They're like one of the few. Them and like Seether, as far as like the more main stages go. The side stages will be easy to get up for. And then the last day, I got the Mysterines, this like British punk rock band that I mentioned last week. They're good. Their Instagram's a great follow because they're touring the US right now. And I think it's their first time over here. So they're doing like
Oh, that's gonna
all
be
the
pretty
tourist
interesting.
stuff and like they're just posting like great pictures. It's very like I'm learning about the United States through like this their pictures. It's pretty funny. Um Radkey, I'd like to check out.
Spirit Box kicks ass.
Spirit Box. I don't know that I've listened to them very
Infinite
much.
Blue, I think, is their album from last year.
Eternal Blue.
Eternal Blue, that's it.
All right, I'll check out
Awesome
Spirit
album.
Box then. Oh, when is the Who playing? I forgot to mention that.
They're like
Mongolian death metal. Oh, this is on Sunday, so we're on the right day.
Dave Grohl swears by them, I think.
Yeah, I think they do some covers, like Metallica covers that are pretty popular, but they're Mongolian death metal and they sing in Mongolian language. Mongolianese. I'm not sure the correct
Whatever
phrasing.
it's called.
Yeah. Definitely want
Hailstorm
to check
too.
them out. Hailstorm. I'll watch them. Lizzie
Jane's
Hale.
Addiction.
Yeah, but they're up against the Who.
You gotta go see the Mongolian death metal.
I have to. Escape the Fates up against Smashing Pumpkins. I'll probably see Smashing Pumpkins since I've seen Escape the Fate before. And I've heard mixed things on Smashing Pumpkins live show, so I want to see for myself.
Yeah, you have to report back on this.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to your recap of all these. You
Yeah,
have to
I'm
like
gonna
take some notes down so we cover them all.
yeah, I always keep like a notepad going in my phone for these things. This way I can like wrangle my thoughts in the moment. And then 9 Inch Nails to close it out, which
I didn't realize they were headlining the entire festival.
that was the
That
Foo
was the
Fighter
Foo spot. Okay.
Yeah. I try not to think about it because the thought of all these bands and then closing out with Foo Fighters, like it gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you read that Taylor Hawkins article, the Rolling Stone one yet?
no.
I suppose it's like pissing a lot of people off. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it's like pretty much like into like Taylor Hawkins like final days.
Why? Like,
And kind of goes into like what he was going through and stuff at the time.
that's tough. That's a tough one to write. And I don't know that Rolling Stone has the public on their side enough to maybe write that article.
Their two best writers did it though, in their defense. They're two
Okay.
like they have like 3 or 4 good writers still left there, and 2 of them did this. So, but it's still the quotes I saw are tough, but
Ooh. All right, I'll check it out.
we'll discuss next week.
Yeah. Yeah, 9 Inch Nails closing. 9 Inch Nails fits in great with this whole festival, but for a closer, like I feel like the Foo would be a high note, whereas 9 Inch Nails is going to just keep like digging into that like dark side of rock. Does that make sense? Like
With their song Closer as the closer. No, it makes sense though. They're definitely like they have like that industrial like darkness to their music.
yeah, like I'm like what do they end on where I'm leaving like feeling like uplifted? I don't know. Dude, Closer would be a crazy, crazy end song. I wanna fuck you like an animal. I wanna feel you from the inside. Wait.
Hand That Feeds would be a good closer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be. Yeah, I'm sure they know how to do it. Like they're not gonna close on like a downer.
Like they're gonna play
yeah,
Hurt to close.
everyone. I mean, everyone. It'd be a much calmer exit if everyone's just like leaves feeling sad. I don't want that to happen.
It's a great song though.
I was wondering, do you think any bands will like shout out Foo Fighters, or will it not come up? Is it not like that? Maybe like these bands might just be approaching it like we're gonna play our set and like go. Like they might not feel like indebted to the festival. So I don't know.
They might get a shout out.
Yeah. Or
But
if
even Dave from
anyone,
Nine Inch Nails, like I know, like him and Dave have made music together before.
what if Dave came out with them and they did one Foo Fighters song? That won't
Who
happen.
knows? I saw Nate didn't join the Sunny Day Real Estate reunion, so that has to be a good sign for Foo Fighters.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a good sign. Yeah, I hope they're not done. But who knows? Who knows?
Still TBD.
Yeah. But yeah, ready for the festival. I got sunscreen. I got comfortable shoes. I'm not gonna wear my Vans, even though Vans are cooler. I'm gonna wear my like comfortable like dad shoes.
Yeah, for 4 days of shows, definitely wear your comfortable shoes.
Yep. I got a crappy pair of sunglasses that I don't care about. And my company's gonna have the tent. So it's nice because I can bring a bag, I can charge my phone. I had the brilliant idea, if I may say so myself, to wear a tank top to the festival, bring a t-shirt, and then when it starts to get towards nighttime, go to the tent, change into my t-shirt. Boom. Brilliant.
That is a genius
Brilliant.
idea.
That's what I did at work
A
today.
game
I came
changer.
up with that idea. That's what I did with my 8-hour work day. uh yeah, I got my extracurriculars all set and packed. Some gummies are in the bag, some vape pens.
There you go.
Um
All legal now. Well,
yeah,
is it in Florida?
I'm not really sure how the flying thing works, but
Okay.
I don't think anyone cares. I've flown plenty of times
They're
with
flying out
it,
of New Jersey though,
allegedly.
so
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're not looking for that kind of stuff. They're looking for like bombs or like real shit. They don't care if I have like a couple gummies with me. That would be such a waste of time.
as
Um,
we do next week's episode from like you in a cell somewhere.
I'll use my one phone call for the podcast. Just a cell in Florida. Oh God, that would be awful. um, yeah. Other than that, I really don't have to pack much. I'm gonna try and like wear the same pair of shorts the whole weekend. We're gonna see. That's my,
I want to
if it
bring a couple
rains or
extra because it's you
uh,
got that Florida humidity.
I know. It's just I have this one pair with like zippers and stuff, and it's just really nice for carrying stuff around and not having to worry about it falling out of your pockets. But I'm probably not gonna be able to get away with one pair of shorts for 4 days.
In the Florida, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll bring some backups just in case.
Definitely bring some backups.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real fun. I'm all packed, so
I'm
now I
very
just
jealous.
gotta eat dinner and like try and go to bed. I don't know how I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna be so excited. And if I wake up like anytime after 3, there's no chance I get back to sleep.
No, you got to get up like shortly after that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll try and call in and from out there and we can do a little like mid fest recap for next week's episode.
Mid fest for into MDW.
Yes. And hopefully get Mood Ring on at the festival for next week's episode.
And just another guest coming hopefully in 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today. When is that interview?
31st, right?
31st. Nice. Oh, 2 weeks. Yeah. We're gonna have to talk about that soon because it's been hurting me not to talk about their album on the pod.
I'm still listening to it all the time. So
Yeah, me too. Me too.
that's
Oh, it's
be a
gonna be
great one.
great. It's gonna be so fun. Okay.
On that note,
Yeah, that's our episode. A lot of Rockville talk. Thank you for sticking with me.
Rockville
Hopefully,
is pretty much our guest this week.
yeah. Yeah, Rockville is our guest, is our home. You'll be living there through Proxy.
Vicariously.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. I'm like, what's the Tool song again?
That's the only reason I know that word.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be great. I can't wait. I can't wait to call in and do next week's episode. Yeah,
Midfest.
Rockville. Keep positive thoughts for me while I'm out there.
All good vibes
Hell yeah.
and water
Yes. Yeah, lots of water and beer
and beer
and weed.
and
What?
extracurriculars.
Nothing. Yes, of course. Rockville, baby. Rockville. Oh yeah. Wish I didn't do this, but now I'm already doing it. Oh yeah. Bye,
Nah.
everybody.